Hey, yo, what's happening, man? Tell me what's goody. Peace, peace, peace. Now, I actually have mad videos on my computer that I wanted to work on, but for whatever reason, right now my computer isn't working. I can't pull up the videos. So, I'm gonna just talk about something, a little more personal, right? And really what I want to focus on, man, is the standard. I made a video about this before, but I think right now everything about the standard has finally clicked, right? So let's start with how, you're growing up, right? As a young black man in America, you're going to high school, you're looking around at all the young girls your age, right? Everybody's well, not everybody, but for the most part, the women are slim, petite, slim, thick, they're nice in shape, curvy, hourglass, Coke bottle, whatever you guys might like, right? Hourglass. And I'm thinking to myself, that's amazing. That's great. I hit 18. Females are going to college. For you guys who went to college, right? You guys heard about the freshman 15. A lot of girls gain, at least legit 20 pounds their freshman year of college, right? So listen, when these chicks gain that weight, man, listen, now I say between 18 and 22 is a woman's prime because the chicks that were, kind of hit back in high school, for the most part, they hit their glow up, at some point in their 20s, usually the early 20s, but sometimes, maybe like mid 20s, right? Now, as time goes on, right? Because again, most guys don't realize this, right? But at least for me, right? My first experience with a single mom was when I was 18. Now, of course, at 18, I'm like, man, why would I be a stepdad? Why would I even play the stepdad role? You know what I mean? But at that time, that young girl I met, she was very attractive. She was maybe like 1 or 2 years older than me, and her daughter was maybe like about a year old, and she was from Cleveland. And I'm thinking, man, I think I asked her about the baby dad. I'm not sure if she said he was either dead or in jail. It was one of the two. I know he wasn't where we were at, but he was somewhere back in Cleveland. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, is this worth it, bro? And what gave me the you know the realization of the whole situation, right? One day, me and her went to the park, and it was me, her, and her daughter, and somehow, some way, she disappeared. I mean, not like away from the park, but she was just on the other side of the park, right, or at least the playground. And her daughter came down the slide. Maybe this was a test, right? Her daughter came down the slide, but as the daughter is coming down the slide, right, in a quick glance, I just happened to, scan the park, and I'm looking around. I see all of these couples, and I'm like, man, it's these dads with their girl and child, whether a boy or girl. I'm looking around. I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, it was so surreal to me. But see, stuff like that, that's a sign, man. The signs always appear to you in a way where, listen, you can easily overlook them, easily, because you're not even thinking about, the reality of things, but you're just trying to enjoy the moment. But man, listen, I saw the sign. I'm standing here in this park. I'm looking around. I see 10, 15 different couples, and everyone are with pretty much their family. Every couple had a little boy or a little girl, or probably both, right? And I'm standing there. I'm like, man, what the fuck am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? So the daughter comes down the slide and she starts to cry. That's when I snap out the trance, right? Boom. I see the daughter crying. I pick her up like a football. Mind you, you guys ever play football and you got your hands out like the ball is about to, drop into your hands, right? And I'm holding a baby like that because, man, listen, I don't want to hold nobody's child to my chest like it's my kid, man. So I immediately find the mother and I'm like, yo, listen, come on, pack your stuff up, let's go, let's get up out of here. But that was my first experience with a single mom. I'm thinking to myself, man, listen, I'm never doing that again. And again, listen, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. To this day, she is still one of the most attractive women I've ever met. You know what I'm saying? As far as black women, you know what I mean? Like, Shorty was attractive, dude. Like, I hardly ever listen. I hardly ever give women high ratings, dude. She was a solid eight, man, solid eight. I never saw her in makeup. Listen, solid eight, bro, solid eight. But even at 18, or no, I'm sorry, she was like 19, 20, around there. She was still into the whole, partying lifestyle. And I'm thinking to myself, you have a daughter. Why do you still want to party so much? Why do you still want to go out, be on the scene? You want to hit the clubs, you want to hit these lounges, these parties. Be a mother. You know what I mean? Be a mother. But see, that's hard for black women, dude. And again, so look, single moms out the picture, right? Then boom, let's fast forward from 18. Let's say now you're 22 years old, right? Now females are starting to graduate college around this time. And you're starting to see, man, listen, now women are looking like the best. Some of these girls, they gained the weight. Some of these girls, they figured out, okay, let me go to the gym and work out. Some of these girls, they're now working these internships, or maybe she got a career right out of college. You know what I'm saying? So now these chicks, they're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty good. But you're kind of seeing that the single mother thing is starting to increase. Like, man, listen, I don't know about you guys, but I kept meeting a lot of single moms throughout college. And I feel like throughout college, right, you're going to meet maybe like one of four archetypes of women, especially black women, right? You're meeting either attractive single moms, you're meeting girls who are still in that glow up phase, right? Or you're meeting extremely attractive young women, but they're extremely stuck up. They're not down to earth, especially again, growing up in the time period I've grown up in, right? These young girls are now like, they're so into social media that social media for the average young woman, 25 and below, social media is real life for her. We understand that to the fullest. Like, for a young man, it's not reality, but a young woman can go on social media. She can meet men, a man that's going to, take care of her, a man that's going to spend money on her. Listen, she can get a Fashion Nova brand deal or whatever, a Gymshark brand deal. This think about how the average bitch who's down the street from you, right? She can just listen. She has a body. She can post her body, and all because she has ass. She can get 200,000 likes on a post, and now the post goes viral. But all because she has ass. I'm like, man, you simps out of control, right? So then, boom, right now, and then I'm sorry, and then the fourth type is probably gonna be some big joint. She might have went to college too. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe she didn't, right? And I feel like not every attractive girl goes to college, right? So again, depending on what kind of jobs you guys work, if you worked in the retail or you worked in just like a regular warehouse, dude, a lot of those girls, man, listen, but we understand those are the bops. Like, not saying a girl in college isn't a bop, but the ones that work on the retail jobs and in these warehouses, man, bops, man. Call centers, bops, man. Just all bops, man. But again, right now, 25, right? So let's fast forward to 25. Now you're looking back, right? Some of us as young men, you might be in a cool position, right? Again, I'm lucky enough to say that, my circle of friends, we're doing pretty okay. At the age of 25, we're doing okay, man. I feel like a lot of guys who are 25 aren't really in the positions that me and my friends are in, but I understand everybody moves at their own pace. And I believe that the fact that things have gotten harder in the last like 4 to 5 years with women, it's forcing guys who are in, Gen Z generation, man, to really focus on leveling up, because we can just see it that the females are burnt out. They were pretty much burnt out by like 22, but now 25, we're looking back like, yo, what do you really have to pick from? And see, now I'm coming back to the beginning, right? The standard. So again, my first experience with a single mom was at 18, but I remember back in high school, there were some girls getting pregnant at 15, right? So when you take into account that by the age of what I think it's like 24, right? 60%. I think the actual precise number is 65, 66%. But let's just say 60, right? 60% of the black women who will ever be a mother becomes a mom before the age of 24 years old. Again, most people don't graduate college until about 22, 24 years old. And, if they're going for like a bachelor's or master's, maybe, right? So around that time, 66%, all right, or 60% of the people of the women are already a mother. So what can you do with that? Unless you really want to mess with a single mom. And, I remember growing up watching some of my older friends who were like, at least 4, 5 years older than me and my older brothers, man. I'm like, yo, listen, these guys are cracking on single moms too, you know. And regardless if she's attractive or not, she's still a single mom, dude. She still has another man's seed to take care of. That's not your seed. So if more than half of the women are a mom before the age of 24, what do you have to pick from? Not to mention that 80% of black women are overweight and 60% of them are obese. Because again, that freshman 15 I talked about, that females gain that first year of college, right? Again, yes, throughout college, black women look great. Great. After college, dude, they blow up like a damn balloon because I'm like, man, the weight really gets to them. And again, you simps, you guys glorify ass so much. Listen, if a female's stomach is as big as her ass, that's not good. That's not attractive. That's not sexy, you know? And again, the standard, like guys don't want to admit the standard. You have to with black women, the bar is set so low. It's crazy how for you as a black man, they set the bar high, but as a black man, you have to set the bar low. You have to accept fat women, fat women, slow women, right? Baby mothers. You got to accept debt. You got to accept bad attitudes. It's so many things you have to accept. And again, the bar, as you get older, right, the bar gets lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Before you realize it, man, you're not going to get any black pussy if you really have a standard. Most black men who deal with black women, these guys dumpster dive. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Most guys do not, as far as black men, most guys do not get to mess with their type of woman. Like, I'm telling you, after 22, after females graduate college, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, right? I feel like around 22 or 23, when females do graduate college, man, I felt like around that time, the rug pull of pussy was pulled from underneath my feet. like a damn magic trick, bro. So it's like now all of these black women, they're just disappearing because now they're increasing their standard. They feel like, okay, well, I got this college degree. I'm now working this internship. I got this high paying job. I'm now a RN. I'm now working in STEM. I'm now working in, whatever field, making XYZ amount of money. So now they're looking for other guys. But it's funny because the guys, and it's funny how they increase their standard for just the average guy. But most black women who are in college with these STEM degrees and all of this damn paperwork and whatever, they're getting fucked by street niggas. So not to mention the fact that, everything I already mentioned, the things you got to deal with black women, right? Even the educated ones, right? The uneducated and the educated are all going for street guys. Now, we already see how when it comes to the street ninjas, right? Most of these guys have at least 1 to about 4 children. 1 to 4 children, right? And if he has 4 kids, most likely he has 2 to 3 baby mothers. And I mean, I probably met only like one dude in the streets, and he had multiple children by one woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's a rare thing, right? But we already know that the majority of black women, right, are all springing for the same guys. Like, if you look at the stats, man, I think it's like 90% of incarcerated black men have children. 90% of incarcerated black men have children. 90%. And then we look at the numbers, out of what? I think it's 40 million black people in America. So let's put that and have 20 million black men, right? Or let's say 19.5 black men, right? Of that 19.5 million, let's say only 1 million black men are in prison. Of that 1 million, and the number is probably lower, right? But 90% of that have children. And when you look at black women, right? Because be honest, really, be honest. the black women that actually have children before 24 years old, they're all having babies by a street nigga. 100%. 100%. Most squares do not have a child before the age of 24 years old. And again, if 60% of the black women who will ever be a mother is having a child before 24 years old, who are they having with? What guys actually have money between 18 and like 24? Street ninjas. Street ninjas, bro. So we already see how black women, they give their best years. Again, like I just said, 18 and 22. Not to mention high school, but I'm not going that far back because we already know, you know what I'm saying? For guys who's really paying attention, we already know, right? But they're already giving their best years to these street guys. And again, if I'm not mistaken, I think by 27, 77, again, I think it's 77, but let's just say 75% of the black women who will ever be a mother, she's now a mom by 27 years old. So that remaining the remaining 35%, what are you going to do with that? The remaining 30 to 35%, what are you going to do with that, bro? Your only option, mind you, that's at 27. So boom, you're a black man. Again, I'm 25 years old. So let's say now you're 28, 29, 30, 32, 35, 40. Now you have to either clean up. And I made a video about this a long time ago, man. The cleanup crew. You're an unpaid janitor. You're working for free out here, man. Listen, so now you have to clean up with the black women who already have children by all these other men. Most chicks by 20, by 30, let's say 30, right? She already has kids. I don't know about you guys, but on some real black pill stuff, getting a woman at 29 years old, 32 years old, I mean, listen, if you just want to, maybe pipe something down, okay, I can kind of understand that. But like to really get something and you thinking, oh man, I'm happy to have her. Man, every guy's had her already. Again, trying to hope for a virgin. Okay, listen, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're reaching for that. You're reaching, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't even expect a woman to be a virgin in America. That's just not happening, right? But again, 29, 32. Listen, black men who really, again, the black men who really take their life seriously, these guys don't have kids before 30. So let's say, okay, boom. Because again, honestly, to even get your career started, right? Between 25 and 30, most black men are like figuring things out. Like you're on the way, but you still got some more obstacles to, overcome. Once you hit 30 to 35, now you're kind of in your stride. Once you hit about 35 to 40, man, you're doing good for yourself. But again, it takes about 10 years, right? To at least set yourself up to have a good decade in your 30s. So it takes from 18 to 20, 28 to set yourself up to have a good run in your 30s. So when you hit your 30s, okay, now I know how to manage money. I know how to deal with women. I know how to, conduct myself as a man. I understand how to be a man. From the back to the front, I understand how to be a man. Mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, I'm all the way put together. Now you're in a position ready to lead. But again, when you look back, 75% of the women that you get to pick from are already a mom. So either you're looking at single moms or you got the chicks that they didn't get pregnant, right? But she spent her entire 20s. Because mind you, it's not about if, it's about how many street niggas did you fuck with in your 20s? Because I'm gonna be honest, man, I don't want to think about a female's past too much, but it's like, how can you not? Honestly, listen, a female's past is her present. How can you not think about the guy she's already been with? And oh, man, again, I'm not going to get graphic. I'm not going to get ready to R with you guys right now. But man, listen, that kind of stuff runs through my mind all the time because this is what I have to pick from. So if you're not picking a single mom, you're picking some burnt out thought, You feel me? Or even if she is attractive, you're meeting. Listen, you're 35 and she's 28. You're 35 and she's 32 years old. She's career driven, career focused. And chicks like that, man, I would be careful, man. A lot of you guys, at that point in your life, you're ready to go down the marriage route. And with these career minded chicks, man, she wants you to pay all the bills while she works her career job and saves her money. Don't fall for that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. Okay, let's just move it up to 35 years old, right? You're 35 years old. What do you have to pick from? Because again, most black men, you're not really making money for real until you're in your 30s, unless you just kind of got lucky for real, or you had the right network and the right connections and everything. But again, you're in your 30s, right? You're early to mid 30s, even late 30s, and now you're ready for a family. When you look at your options, what do you have to pick from? Most of the women who already have children, she's been a mom for the last decade. Again, 60% of them already had their first kid by 24. Again, me being 25 right now, I'm looking back at the chicks right now who already got kids. That's like legit almost half of my graduating class, and that's just the ones that I know about, not even the ones that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So, not to mention that pretty much the majority of the women are already a mother. Listen, okay, if not a mom, a burnt out thought, if not that, a big woman. Come on, dude. Again, even with the standard, bro, I talk about the standard all the time. My standard. So I want a slim chick. A slim chick, right? A female with that cooking with Kaya build. You know what I'm saying? Even her aesthetic is cool. She looks like the average chick from around the way. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much to ask for a chick to weigh less than me? As a black man, yes, you're asking for too much. Your woman has to be fat. If not fat, single mom. If not single mom and fat, bop. If not single mom, bop and fat. Oh my God. Like, come on. We legit have the worst batch of women. There is actually a surplus of black women. Listen, there are 2 million more black women than there are black men. But yet, how is it that 54%, 55% of black men don't have any children, but yet 77%, almost 80% of the women have kids? Kevin Samuels, when he was alive, he talked about it all the time. The majority of black men, right? The majority of black men are single, childless, and living in the middle class, which means you're earning what, 45 to 50,000, yeah, 45 to 50,000 a year. If you go look at the stats, I think white men make 50K, black men make about 45 to 48,000, but you can round it up to about 50,000, right? So again, most black men are making the average American income. So I don't get it. So that goes to show that the women are only having sex with a small, minute percentage of men. And I've been kind of broke it down in earlier videos. You can go check it out, bro. But I told you, man, black women, when it's time to focus on the mating process, they select for height and dick size. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about intelligence, because black women, they actively breed out intelligence, man. That's what I'm saying. The black race, listen, we will fall. I don't care what nobody says, man. The black race will fall in America because the black women, think about it, dude. Most black women who have kids right now, she has kids by a bum. And I'm seeing that right now. Maybe this is a trend, or maybe this has always been the plan of Zog, right? If you allow the women to work and make their own money, again, black women always talk about, I'm strong and I'm independent. Independent from who? Men, right? But not independent from the men that they want, independent from the men that they don't want. Again, the AKA the average man. Again, we already know what black women focus on: height, dick size, right? If you have a beard, that's a plus. But again, it's funny how black women are focused on, or you could say women in general, right? But black women, They're hyper fixated on things that are associated with the primal life. You know what I'm saying? How we lived as cave people, or cavemen, cavewomen, however you want to describe it, back in our tribal groups back in Africa, man. Again, the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, you get to reproduce. You get to, you know what I'm saying, carry on your lineage, and the rest of the guys, you get the scraps. Fuck that. I don't want scraps, man, nigga. I don't want scraps. I'm not taking scraps. Why would I want scraps, dude? Why would I want somebody else's doggy bag? Shitting me? But see, again, we're now living in a modernized world, and you have black women hyperfixating on caveman primal things. The world is going to only get more technological. How can you care about a man being 6'5"? What the fuck is 6'5" going to do in a world where we're pretty much living like the Jeffersons? I'm sorry, the Jetsons. What is that going to do for us, bro? Again, black women are actively breeding out intelligence. For you guys who come across this video, if you ever saw that one black guy who's going viral on Instagram, right? Actually, it's two guys. One guy's in the UK, and I believe the other guy's in America somewhere. And the one guy, the guy in the UK, he's like a scientist, or he's, you know, something of the sort. And he plays with like different elements off the periodic table, right? And he's showing you how it's reactive with this, it's reactive with that, how it can do this and do that. And it's brilliant, man. I love to see it because that's a black man using his brain. Something that black people don't focus on, because all we care about, not me, but as a collective, all we care about is rap entertainment. Fuck that, dude. Anyways, right? And then you got the other black guy who's in America, and he's showing people how he's turning plastic into a non-renewable resource, man. He's using it as I think it's oil or gasoline, something of that sort. But he's built a whole contraption in his backyard. And this guy is young, dude. He's like 25 years old, but you can tell by his aesthetic, man. Black women aren't checking for that. Don't matter if she's 21, 18, 29, 35. Black women don't want that, man. Black women, listen, man, you can watch the Pop the Balloon show. It goes to show what black women care about, dude. They're hyperfixating on things that don't matter. But again, we're living in a world and in a time where I'm telling you, dude. See, the reality, the reason why they wanted women to come into the workforce is because it's giving the upper echelon of men, the men who actually have like the real wealth, because now he can control the amount of access to sex that he can get. Again, I don't care what nobody says, man. As a man, the only thing that's important in this world is pussy and money. How can I increase the amount of pussy can I get? How can I increase the amount of money can I get? Capitalism. Capitalism, man. So again, you put women into the workforce, right? Now they're making money. Now she's strong and independent. Now she doesn't have to, be dependent on a man to actually have a decent life. She can go to work. So which means they now have the liberty of picking which men they want to deal with. So now that black women have the opportunity to pick who they want to get fucked by, who they want to deal with for survivability, this is their plan. And you can look right out into reality and see it. Get pregnant by these thugs, get pregnant by the low life, get pregnant by the scum, right? 6'5", Maximum Johnson, all that other, superficial things. Now I'm looking for the square. After I fuck up my life, again, most black men don't listen. I heard most guys say, like, at least older men, things get better as you get older, right? But only because you now have more access to resources. Again, the very first video on my channel, I show you guys how, listen, a Twitter tweet went viral, and a black woman is explaining how, listen, most black men don't get no pussy from black women. Most black men don't really get to lock down a black woman until about 35 plus, when he has what? Assets, resources, stability. You know what I'm saying? He can now support a family. And like I just said, you don't even make money for real. You're not really in your financial stride until your 30s. But she's already a mom. She's been a mom for the last 10 years, at least 5 years before you met her. So what do you really have to pick from? A single mom, a fat bitch, a burnt out thought who's career driven and all she care about is trying to take money from you? I mean, oh my God, dude. Dude, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just everything is right here in your face, man. Being black is so real because everything is right here in your face. Our lives are like 3D, dude. It's like watching a 3D movie. And again, because the black race in America have been the guinea pigs for every test, mind you, the black race in America, right? It's like being locked in the projects. You know what I'm saying? The project is what? It's a project. It's a science experiment, dude. They test ran everything on our community, and now you can look at the white race, the Latino race, the Indian people. Listen, every other race in America are now starting to deal with the things that black people deal with. But man, listen, it's hitting home because as black men, we've been prepared. We've been dealing with this shit for what, 50, 60 years as far as modernization. We've been dealing with it for hundreds of years, hundreds of years. But in the most recent times when things have become, in the most recent times when things have become more technological and more modernized, we've been dealing with this shit for real, bro. So when it comes to who you have to pick from the standard, that's why I talk about my standard so much because it's protecting me. My standard protects me because when I look out to what I really have to choose from, dog, I don't even want that. I don't even want that. You're better off going somewhere and getting a white female, a Spanish woman, an Asian woman, an Indian woman. Do whatever you got to go do, man. Your child will still be black, but just know, black women, listen, they're forcing you to wait. They are forcing you to wait because she wants to secure genetics from some other guy that's way out of her league. And she wants you to help her take care of her kid. And thank God to be born in Generation Z because things may be hard for us on a financial level or economic level, trying to move up in the workplace and gain more upward mobility. But when it comes to the women, dude, we don't have to settle no more. Like, the one thing about black women, dude, thank God for the internet because, hold on, let me get a swig of water real quick. Everything is in our face right now. Everything. Black women talk too damn much. We don't have to be mistaken for anything, dude. All the information that we want to know, every trick, every scheme, every mental manipulation, every conniving idea that black women have, they put that shit online. Everything. So as a black man, as a young black man, to get out here and be taken advantage of by a black woman, dude, you're just slow. You're obviously not paying attention to what's going on, man, to the climate of young women right now. And again, if you get around some old sucker, man, listen, be careful of these old suckers, man. These old suckers, man, they want to tell you, oh, man, don't give up, man. Keep dealing with black women, man. Oh, there's some good ones out there. But listen, I'm not telling you there are any good black women out here. For me to tell you, oh, it's some good ones out here, that's still giving you hope. Hope to go and find what? A single mom? Hope to go and find what? A fat bitch? To go and find what? A single fat bitch, single mom? To go and find what? A burnt out thought? Think about it, dude. Even for a black woman who's attractive, she's career driven, right? College degree, but no children. That means she's been out here getting fucked. Mind you, women are having sex from like what, 15 years old, 14? So from 14 to 24, wow, 10 years of sex. 24 to 34, 20 years of sex. And now you're meeting her at what? 34 years old, 35 years old, you're 40? Come on, dude. Again, most black men don't even get the kind of chick that he wants for real until like his late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, sometimes even 40s. But that goes to show, man, listen, you're getting a female who's been out here having sex for like what, 15, 20 years. How can she even bond with you? The females that got pregnant at 18, 21, 15, 23 years old, those females are still in love with those guys in prison. Because, again, 90% of, I think it's 92% to be exact, of incarcerated black men have kids. So again, The small, minute number of black men that even have children, they have multiple children. Oh my God. I don't know about you guys, but listen, that's why I'm telling guys, listen, you might as well go somewhere else and get a woman from another race. Women from other races actually have a surplus of women left over. So I just don't get it, man. Black men, what are you still doing dealing with black women? Huh. Man, it's crazy, dude. It's really crazy, man. Again, the standard will protect you. When you have a standard, it will protect you from the bullshit. You don't have to deal with that, black man. The standard will protect you from the BS. So yes, man, you might have to go an extended period of time without having a woman. You may have to go, you know, 1 month, 3 months, 5 months, 12 months, 26 months, 36 months, 48 months. Listen, it's going to take some time, dude. Some guys might even have to go 5 to 10 years with no woman just to come across and just to really understand, my nigga, you're looking for a needle in a haystack. You're looking for a diamond in a pile of rhinestones. What you want, black men, really isn't available to you. And again, not to mention you got whatever percentage of black women who want to actually marry out and go marry a white man or something like that. So listen, your options are very, very small. Very small, black men. I see how black men settle all the time. All the time. Listen, one thing about black men who are with black women, these guys are miserable. Breaking down, health deteriorating, man. I'm like, man, I'm straight, bro. I'm better off being single. I made a video on my last channel called The Bachelor Life, man. Listen, I'm gonna live the bachelor life until I'm pretty much gone. Because the way how things are moving in America it's like, man, I can truly admit I am a unsatisfied man. Because I understand I'm not gonna get what I want out of America in this time period, man. If things do change, it most likely won't be in my lifetime, but it is what it is. I can accept that. Black men, my advice to you guys is hustle hard, man. Stack your pay and stay single, man. And again, some guys may feel like, yo, bro, but what about sex, man? I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Sex is important, man. It's just something as a man that you pretty much need it, bro. You pretty much need it. But when it comes to dealing with black women, okay, that's my last point, right? When it comes to the black chicks you can have sex with, I mean, if that's the route you guys want to go, again, location means everything. So that's why I told you guys, get out of the South. When you are down south, man, your only option is black women. So, if that's not what you want, then, do your best to get up out of there. But anyways, as far as that, man, when it comes to these black chicks that you want to have sex with, I mean, if that's what you guys really want to do, I don't suggest it. But man, please wear a damn condom, man. I've also made the videos about how black women, they pretty much have the highest STDs amongst all women, no matter if it's chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV, herpes, syphilis. Like, dude, you're gonna contract any one of these things from black women. And you know what's funny is when I've spoken to females of other races, right? These women are telling me how, listen, they've caught an STD as well, but they got it from a black man. Now, not the real black men, but Tyrones and Pookies and stuff like that, Ray Rays and all those type of guys, the street niggas. Because the street guys are what black women want. Again, I think it's about the whole thug maxing or the bad boy maxing, whatever you want to call it, right? But we see right now the men that's willing to go against the grain in society. These are the men that's rewarded the most, like love and empathy and pussy from women, regardless of the race, right? If you're willing to go against the grain, you become a thug, you're a killer, you're a drug dealer, scammer, whatever the case may be, you know, women will reward you with pussy. They will give you that. I can admit that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why in the black community, man, like only a small minute of men only have children because most men don't want to do it because at the end of the day, man, listen, yeah, you can do the thug maxing and the bad boy maxing, but it comes with a bullet or jail time. And again, most Tyrones or most Pookies and stuff like that, man, it depends on which variables you want to really account for. But most of these guys, again, their life is short lived, dude. Short lived, short lived, man. I mean, is that really what you want? Because again, even if you do that whole thug maxi thing, again, if you don't have the physical stats, I talked about that before. If you don't have the stats, it's not gonna work the same way it worked for him. So, choose to do with that as you please. Be mindful of that. But man, as a black man, like really, dude, what options do you really have? If you choose to take the time to actually build your life first, what options do you really have to pick from? I mean, oh man, this is a video that they really think about. But anyways, black man, I'm out. Peace, man.